everyone. Welcome back to Ad America with me, Andrea, one of the e-guides here, and I hope everyone is doing well today. Today we will be having our second episode of TOEFL iBT preparation, but before we jump into today's event, I would like to ask a little trivia question. True or false, the TOEFL iBT can be taken at home. If you think you know the answer, you may submit your answer to our social media platform. And if you are able to answer correctly, we will be giving you a shout out later in the end of the event. And now, without further ado, let me introduce you to our facilitator for today, Ms. Hafilia, ETS approved TOEFL iBT facilitator from International Test Center, Indonesia. To Ms. Hafilia, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, can I hear your voice? Hi. Just to prove to people online that there are people on site, okay? All right. Okay, so I hope most of you, if not some of you, if not all of you, got the chance to join our first session because, again, this is a series of sessions consisting of 6 sessions, okay? We have done the first one last Saturday, and this is the second session, okay? And because during the first session, we have discussed about the updates on the TOEFL iBT, all right? Those of you who have not joined or did not get a chance to join the first session, I suggest that you look it up on YouTube because we did a live streaming and it's still there, yeah? Now, and during the first session, we talked about the TOEFL speaking section. The TOEFL iBT, again, let me remind you, now has or consists of 4 skills. We have the reading, the listening. That's something that I'm sure you are very much familiar with, okay? Because that was also included in the old TOEFL, which is the paper-based one, okay? And then you had grammar at that time. Now we don't have any grammar. I'm not saying the grammar is not there, but the grammar is embedded as you produce the language. That's why we have the 2 productive skills embedded, which is the speaking and the writing. And I always start with the speaking and writing, okay, because I think that's something that's pretty new, yeah, that you need to be familiar with. Since the speaking and writing section was not available previously. Let me remind you again that this is now the logo from ETS. I think Andrea mentioned ETS. What does ETS stand for? So if you see there on the bottom of the logo, you have the copyright. This is the logo, copyrighted. And this is pretty new. Yeah, 2019 by ETS. ETS stands for Educational Testing Service, the makers, the creators of the TOEFL. Okay, now that is the new logo, and I'm just going to remind you now to. All right, so these are the sections that I talked about previously. We have the reading, the listening, of course. When you take the test at test centers or at home, because now we have the iBT from home as well. When you take the test at test centers, you're going to do the reading and listening part first, which takes approximately 54 minutes plus 41 minutes. If you do not get a tryout test items, okay? Now, so by default, it should be, the reading part should be 3 reading passages followed by 10 questions. And you have, of course, then a total of 30 questions in which you have to finish by 54 minutes, right? But sometimes ETS also include what we call a pilot. It's still piloted. 1 more reading passage. Therefore, you may get 4 reading passages. 1 is still piloted. What does it mean? They do not count to your total score. It means they don't count your scores. Whether you get it correctly or incorrectly doesn't matter, because they need to assess the validity and the reliability of the test items, okay, before it is published. All right. So now I'm sure that all of you understand, okay, about why I put down 4 for reading, 4 reading passages. The number 4 there is highlighted in red. And then for the lectures, also for the listening, you have the 4, okay, highlighted in red, the 3 highlighted in red, okay. I'm sure you understand what it means. That's if you get pilot, yeah, if you get pilot test items. Okay, so we already discussed last week, right, about the speaking section, which consists of the 4 tasks, okay? And what's new, I just like to point out again, please remember that we have what we call the integrated, why is my cursor not showing on my, I don't know what. Okay, so we have the 4 speaking tasks consists of 1 independent and 3 integrated. Those of you who joined us last week, I'm sure you still remember what we mean by integrated. Did any one of you here join last week? Okay, do you still remember? Integrated, what does it mean? Are you going to be asked a question only? What's the prompt? We call that a prompt, yeah? Prompt. Prompt is something that stimulates you. So you have prompters. What are the prompts when it's integrated? It's not just a question, but you have to, they give you one type of a prompt. Listen. You need to listen first, okay? And then speak based on what you hear. Or the prompt can also be a reading passage and then speak based on what you read. Or the prompt can be both listening and reading. That's what we call integrated skill. Okay? Now, the speaking task consists of 1 independent and 3 integrated skill. You're not going to speak for 17 minutes, right? How long are you going to speak? 1 minute. Is that the longest or the shortest? The longest. Shortest time? 45 seconds. Okay? So you'll probably speak for only like 3-4 minutes. That's it. Why 17 minutes? Because you need to listen, you need to read, you need to take notes. Don't forget that with the TOEFL iBT, when you go to the test center, you sit down, you will be given scrap paper, pieces of paper for you to write. Make good use of that. You have to start practicing writing notes and not just writing notes on your handphone. I know you guys, the millennials, now you do everything on your handphone, right? You write notes, you write your speeches, you write presentations on your handphone. Once you do the TOEFL, you have to start writing using your hands. So make sure that you are still well practiced on that. Okay. Score, 0 to 30. Highest score is 30 with all the sections. And of course, the lowest score is 0. Okay. For those of you who joined last week, I'm sure you still remember this, right? This is the prompt, and this is the independent speaking task. What are you asked to do? Understand the task first. What are you asked to do? To make what? Give your opinion on what? Okay. Based on your, okay, you speak your opinion, but how many, do they give you a choice or not? Between two, yeah? That's why we call it paired choice. All right? It's a paired choice. Okay. So either you agree that you think that first year students should live in dormitories on campus, or you agree that first year students should be allowed, right, to live off campus. Make a choice. On campus or off campus. Remember, first year student. That's the point. That's it. Get the idea first. And you have 15 seconds to prepare. That's where you use your notes. Okay? I think somebody asked me, are they going to ask the proctors, those who are supervising the test, are they going to ask for your notes? No. Your notes is for you. Your notes is for you to, of course, remember, yeah, pointers on what you're going to say. Okay? 15 seconds, write your notes, what you want to say, and then you have 45 seconds to, of course, state your opinion. Okay, so let me just, this is strange. Okay, hold on. Right. Now, question number 1 is a question about a familiar topic. It could be a paired choice, okay? Question number 2, so we're going to move on to question number 2, which is integrated, yeah? Question number 2 is integrated. Question number 3 is integrated. Question number 4 is integrated. Question number 2 is read a passage on a campus related. Look at the topic. Campus related. That means it's very general. It's not academic stuff. Question number 3, then we talk about academic stuff. All right? Question number 4, it's an academic lecture. So the TOEFL is not just about academic things. Why? Because we need to measure your ability not only when you do your academic tasks, but also when you are interacting with other students in campus. You're going to be talking about your studies, not just the subject that you're studying with your professors. That takes a campus life situation, okay? All right, so we're now going to see this one. Can somebody help me at America? Kenapa ya? I cannot. Hello? What's wrong with, I can't play my audio suddenly here. Ada settingannya yang kenapa ya? Okay, wait. Let me see if I do my slideshow. Di slideshow bisa. Okay. Ternyata when I switch, I can't do that. Okay. So anyway, yeah? Okay, forget it. Now, listen, right? I need you to listen to the response. Remember that you are going, all of you are asking, what do they listen to? What do the raters who rates your speaking listen to? Number 1, they're going to listen to your delivery. What does delivery mean? Your delivery consists of clear and fluid speech. Fluid from fluidity. In Bahasa Indonesia, anyone can tell me what fluid means here? Lancar, gitu kan ya? Seperti water, right? Like fluid. Okay. Good pronunciation. Good pronunciation does not mean that you have to sound like a native speaker We never said that you need to sound like an American, you need to sound like an Australian, you need to sound like a British. No. You can sound like an Indonesian. It's fine. But people understand what you are saying. Okay? Good pronunciation. And pronunciation is not just how you pronounce words, it's how you articulate, and it's how your intonation as well. Are you speaking like a robot? Or you're using intonation? Okay. Natural pace. Your pacing. How fast you speak. How slow you speak. They're looking at, they're listening at, the raters are listening to your pacing. Are you speaking too slow because you are thinking a lot and you don't know what to say, or you have problems with making your sentences, getting your ideas clear? That will affect your grammar, your vocabulary will affect pacing. Because then you're thinking a lot. If you're still thinking, your pacing will be very slow. And you will use a lot of Okay? Okay, and good intonation. I'm going to ask you for two. This is going to be two speakers. This is a real response of a test taker. And I'm going to ask you which one, the first one or the second one, do you think got the higher score? So I'm going to ask you to listen to two, and you tell me the first one or the second one got the higher score. This is the first one, okay? Hold on.
I think the first year students should live on campus. That is because in the first year of especially the first semester, they will have a heavy load of subjects they have to follow, and that means that they have to be able to be on time in campus. And also, the first year of campus life needs them to be familiarized with buildings, with the surroundings, with the environment of the campus itself. So more times in campus will help them to do that. And also, you have to have lots of friends to be able to make yourself at home in the campus. At least this is the home for you for the next 4 years. So it's important to socialize.
Okay, that's number one. All right, shall we try the second one now? Hold on.
The policy of students to live in dormitories on campus is better according to me, because it gives them time to know about the city, and it is more easy for them to live in dormitories on campus. They don't face much problems. Moreover, it gives them times to find
Okay. Speaker one, speaker two. Look at this, just this part. Clear and fluid speech. Good pronunciation. Natural pace. Okay? Good intonation. Which one is better? Speaker one or speaker two? Why? What's her strength from the four? Good pronunciation, okay, and then? Huh? Clear? It's clear? Fluid? Okay. Effortless, yeah? You know what I mean by effortless? You can hear it's like effortless. She just wants to say this. Sometimes she makes mistake, but then she goes, oh, okay. I mean, you got that? Effortless. That's delivery. What about speaker number 2? Too much what? Why do you think she paused? She's what? Thinking. Why do you think she's thinking? Thinking about what? Is she thinking about her opinion? I think she has an opinion. She's thinking about what? The language, exactly. That means grammar, expressions, vocabulary. Got the idea? Yeah. So this is what we call holistic scoring, ya. Itu kelihatan when your grammar doesn't work, when your vocabulary doesn't work, it's going to affect your delivery. All right? Can you see that? Nah, last week I remember somebody asked, boleh nggak kita bilang, according to my, in my opinion, bla bla bla, atau lebih baik kita bilang, kita katakan, I think first year students should. And I said, they don't care. Book, and then somebody asked me about template. Be careful with template, I said. Coba kalian dengerin lagi deh. Si nomor 2 tadi. Listen. Ini dia pakai template loh. I can see she's using a template. Sadar nggak di mana dia pakai template-nya? Kenapa saya bilang dia pakai template?
The policy of students to live in dormitories on campus is better according to me because it gives them time to know about the city and
lancar ya. Detik pertama. Ini di detik kedua.
It is more easy for them to live in dormitories on campus. They don't face much problems.
Ini di detik ketiga.
Moreover, it gives them times to find
Okay. Did you see? Fluid loh. The first sentence. Second sentence, then you see the slow down. Because, nah itu raters will come to the conclusion ini memorize. Memorize apanya? Depannya tok. Kalau ini dirubah tadi, misalnya bukan the first year student, okay? Diganti soalnya, dia tinggal copy, tinggal substitute. You know what I'm saying by substitute? Disubstitusi. Tapi dia akan ngomongnya sama, is better than. Bla bla bla, is better than. Dia tinggal substitute that. Itu kelihatan. Because what matters for the raters is the whole one, berapa nih tadi? 45 seconds, right? So do not memorize templates. That's the best that I can say, okay, about that. Okay, good. Nah, sekarang use of grammar. Pay attention.
I think the first year students should live on campus. That is because in the first year of especially the first semester, they will have a heavy load of subjects they have to follow, and that means that they have to be able to be on time in campus. And also, the first year of campus life needs them to be familiarized with buildings, with the surroundings, with the environment of the campus itself. So more times in campus will help them to do that. And also, you have to have lots of friends to be able to make yourself at home in the campus. At least this is the home for you for the next 4 years. So it's important to socialize.
Okay. Look at the words that she's using. She came up with the expression heavy load of subject. Basic English students will not be able to say these expressions. Lower intermediate, belum tentu. These are the high intermediate or advanced words. And to come to think in 45 seconds, in 15 seconds with this. You see that? She's using this sophisticated, lumayan canggih ya, lumayan nih. Because she said heavy load of subject. And then lihat grammarnya. Itu correct loh, accurate, very accurate. They have to be able to be on time on campus. Itu susah tuh. The easiest way would be they have to be on time. You got it? But she decided, mungkin karena dia juga lagi mikir, tapi keluarnya benar. You see what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. What does it mean? That means she has a lot of language. And she can produce the language. She has a wide range of vocabulary. She has a wide range of grammar. That's what they're looking at. She said, at least this is at home for you for the next 4 up years. That is another very advanced saying when you say 4 up years. Okay? Important to socialize. She knows when to use her verbs to socialize versus social. Okay? Now, yeah? So, and what about the grammar and the vocabulary of the second one as compared to this one? I need you to focus, I need you to really focus.
The policy of students to live in dormitories on campus is better according to me because it gives them time to know about the city and it is more easy for them to live in dormitories on campus. They don't face much problems. Moreover, it gives them times to find
Okay? Limited vocabulary, limited grammar jadinya. Gitu. That is the conclusion from the raters. So I'm sure you understand what we mean by language use. Okay, I'm going to go next. Topic development. So the speaking scores consists of, number 1, what was that again, the first one? Delivery. The second one was language use, which is your vocab and grammar. And the third one is topic development. Do not forget, this is also as important. This is an academic assessment. What I'm saying is this is an academic language. Yeah? With all academic subjects, intinya begini kok. When you talk about writing, when you talk about speaking, academic itu pola berpikir, your paradigm has to be deductive. Deductive itu deduksi, artinya from big to small. Nanti di writing, mau nulis apa kek, it's the same. You have to state, that's why in writing after this, you have to state your thesis, which is big. And then you are going to elaborate, which is going to be smaller, smaller, and smaller. So think of topic development as like that. Even in your speaking, you agree. Okay, I agree first year students should live on campus, in dormitories. Because harus diurai, gitu kan? Dari besar, agree, you urai. It's more convenient. Convenientnya seperti apa? Then you urai lagi into details. Go from big to small. That's the idea. That's what we call topic development. Nah, how fully you answer. Nomor satu, is it a full answer or not? Yang fully answered, which one? The first one or the second one? First one. Lengkap ya? Okay. How clearly you express your ideas. Do you know the reasons why she agreed? Ada berapa reason? Do you still remember? Number one, apa? What do you remember? The first. Heavy load of subject. Terus, jadi kenapa? Okay, you have to be on time. So when you're living in a dormitory, it's easier, right? You can be on time because you just have to run. Okay, you don't have to take the bus. You don't have to take other public transportations. All right. And then the second reason? Familiarize yourself with the environment, the buildings, gitu. Okay. Number three, what else? To what? Socialize. That means get to know a lot of people, which is your, friends, because you're in dormitories. There are people in the dormitories who will live there, who is from the same university, maybe from the same faculty, maybe from your same major, whatever. Okay? Now, what about number two? Reasonnya apa? Can you remember? How many reasons did she say? One? Okay. All you remember is about easy gitu ya. Easier to get to buildings itu kan. Habis itu apalagi ya? Okay. Nah, if you are speaking using an effective topic development, if you develop your answer fully, you organize it well, your audience will remember. Your listener will remember because you are organizing it. Okay? Makanya kadang-kadang di bimbel ada template. First, second, third. Tapi anak ini tadi yang nomor 1 got a 4 loh. Skornya dia 4. Dari berapa? What's the highest score of the speaking? Do you remember? Ya 4. Nggak pakai first, nggak pakai second, nggak pakai third. You see my point? Ya. Jadi kalian jangan terus templated gitu loh. Oh jadi saya harus pakai first. Abis first, kalau nggak pakai second gimana? Ya nggak apa-apa. Siapa bilang juga kamu harus pakai first? Oke. Anak ini nggak pakai sama sekali loh. Dia hanya pakai I think bla 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 and then. Gitu kan? Tapi fully answer. Ya. And there is development. Oh, first she wants to, because they have a heavy load of subject, they need to get there on time. Okay. And then surrounding of the building, they need to familiarize themselves because they're first year students. Apalagi international students, you don't know the city, you don't know anyone. Gitu kan? Okay. And then she connected the ideas. Memang dia koneksinya hanya memakai and also. Ya. Tapi ini sudah termasuk 4. Get the idea? Apalagi if you can add and finally itu boleh if you add the time markers, the transitional markers correctly, then you will probably get the high 4. Remember that a 4 is a range. You have thousands of people who belong to 4. They speak differently. It's a range. You have the lower 4, you have the mid 4, you have the higher 4. Only the raters know that. Kita nggak akan tahu. The raters know that because they use. Jadi ini topic development ya. This is very important. Okay? Nanti because they use rubrics. I will tell again. I'll remind you about rubrics. Ini lagi tadi. Ini. This is how she developed her talk. Heavy load of subject. Hubungannya, connection, coherence, connection, they have to be able to be on time on campus. Nomor 2, she said, need to be familiarized with buildings. Ini salah atau benar? Come on guys. The grammar. Is this correct? No, it should be. Need to be. Need to be familiar. If you want to say be, yeah, be familiar. If you want to use familiarize, do not use the be. Need to familiarize with buildings, blah, blah, blah. But remember, this is speaking, yeah? With speaking, you can get away with this. With writing, you cannot. What I'm saying is that a 4 is not perfect. Pasti ada. Pasti ada begini-begininya. Tapi minor. Because it only happens once, twice. Gitu loh. You got it? It's not frequent. Jadi dimaafkan. Biasa itu. We are, namanya juga test of English as a foreign language. We are not native speakers. We will never be perfect. That's the whole idea. Oke, tapi nyambung gak dengan kalimat di mana she said, more time in campus will help them to do that. To do what? Familiarize themselves with the surroundings. You see the connection? Okay, this is part of topic development. Coherence, we call it. Ya, kohesi. Cohesion. You know that in your science class. Nah, number 3, she said, you have lots of friends in campus because it's going to be your world at least for the next 4 up years. Yeah, so you need to socialize. Nyambung? Nyambung. Okay? This is what we call topic development. All right. Sip. Okay, now we also talk about rubrics, just to remind you. Of course, the raters itu pakai rubrics ya. Independent speaking rubrics. Last time somebody asked me, apakah 4 itu artinya semua? Delivery, language use, topic development. Ini descriptor. This is the description. Download this from ets.org. This is a must. Wajib hukumnya. You have it. ETS wants you to have it. Nggak bisa kamu ngambil tes tanpa tahu kamu bagaimana dinilainya. Nggak bisa itu ada penilaian misterius. Tidak bisa. So, you have, this is your, ya ini contekannya. Okay? You see that? Delivery. Tadi I already put it, fluid, gitu ya. Yang nomor 4. Grammar and vocabulary, language use. Look at language use. Look at, it exhibits a fairly, all right, it exhibits a fairly high degree of automaticity. With good control of basic and complex structure. Dikendalikan sama dia. Kapan pakai basic structure, kapan pakai what is that? Advanced structure. Okay? Now, if your speech meet all this description, then you get a 4. What if berantakan sedikit the language use. But delivery-nya okay, it's 4. Topic development-nya okay, it's 4. You got it? But the language use, because you need to touch up your grammar, vocabnya rada-rada, then you got a 3. What happens? Do you get a 4 or a 3? Read that. Can you read the one in the box? What does it say? A response at this level, berarti 3 ya, is characterized by at least 2. Two of this. Nah tadi kalau dia 4, 3, dia dapat 4 nggak? Coba baca yang 4. Baca yang 4. If she gets 4, 3, 4, will she get a 4 or not? No. Ya kan? Jadi turun dia langsung, tek, ketiga. Karena 4 itu apa? All must get a 4. Udah ya, jadi tidak ada 3,5, 3,75 gitu loh. It's either 3 or 4, that's it. Okay, there is no fractions. Alright, same here. A response at this level is characterized by at least 2. Kalau cuma dapat 1, di sini yang dapat 2, yang lainnya dapat 3, ya you get a 3, ya kan? Oke, got it? Oke ya. So this is, nah, when we were trained as trainers, we did ask our trainer, 0 tuh kayak apa? Because we never got an example of a 0. Alright? So we did ask our lead trainer, what is a 0? What is a 0? And our trainers would say, it's breathing into the microphone. You know, breathing. Ya itu 0. Got it? Or you start saying things in bahasa Indonesia. Then that's a 0. What I'm saying is that unless you just breathe, but you're saying something connected, you'll at least get a 1. Itu loh. Ya. We did not get any example that was a 0. And that's why we were asking, what's a 0? What's a 0? Gitu kan? Speaker makes no attempt to respond. Berarti nggak ada respon. Or response is unrelated to the topic. Tiba-tiba dia ngomongin dormitory is very big. Many rooms, cheap. Lah, nggak ada hubungan with the question, with the prompt. Okay, speaker makes no attempt to respond ya, itu pokoknya. Okay. Nah, siapa yang men-score kalian? This is the same for writing as well. Who is going to score you? Your speaking responses will be scored by people, a human being, and an AI. Yeah, artificial intelligence. And we also have a speech rater. We call it speech rater. So it combines the strengths of machine and human scoring. Why humans are important? Because they evaluate on topic development and content. Kalau grammar segala macam itu bisa mesin urusannya. Even intonation, pronunciation itu mesin urusannya. But topic development will of course need the human eyes and the human brain. Okay. Now, so there are what we call rubric score. Berarti the human give you a 3 or a 4. Gitu kan? It will be combined with the machine scores, especially for delivery and for language use. Content akan lebih besar peran dari the humans. And then the rubric scores, kan coba deh, if you take the test, ya speaking, if you get, kan you have 4 questions, right? If you all get a 4, for the 4, berarti 4, 4, 4, 4, right? That means 16. Kok bisa jadi 30? Kan highest score 30 kan? But dari 16 kenapa bisa 30? Gimana caranya? That's because they have a converted atau yang kita sebut scaled score. Look at the bottom. Mereka udah punya tabelnya. Raters, what we call human scores atau rubric score digabung. Nanti after that itu akan ada scaled score. Ada tabelnya. Itu semua kita tidak bisa tahu. That is ETS. Confidentiality. Ya. Oke. Oke. Somebody asked me a question also last week and I'm addressing this now. Okay? And maybe some of you are wondering. Jadi, how many people is going to rate me? What do you think? What is your logic? What does your logic say? Is it one person, one rater, for one test taker, or two raters, or three raters, or four raters? What do you think? More than one? More than one? Okay, so let's say Hafilia and Ismanto is rating. Gitu ya. 2 jadinya. Terus I rate your score. I rate your speaking response number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Si Ismanto juga. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Dia rate juga yang sama gitu. What do you think? And then terus dibagi-bagi skornya. What do you think? Is that how we do it? What do you think is that? Yang biasanya bayangannya gimana? Fairnya maunya gimana fairnya? Kalian sebagai test taker wajib menuntut fairness ya. So, what do you think is fair? Should one person do it? Kalau one person do it, do you think it's going to be fair or not? Hah? Kenapa? Why not? Because? Can somebody give a microphone, please? Can we have the mic? Can somebody pass the mic? Okay. Because, sorry. What did you say? You don't agree if only one speaker, one rater rate you, right?
Yes.
Because?
I believe that in a rating, there should be 2 raters. It will be fair because there will be a consideration from each raters. For example, the first raters analyzing about 1 until 2, and then the other rater could analyze the third until the 4th, and then that will be a consideration in scoring between both of the raters. I do believe that.
Okay. So what you're saying, if I summarize it, what you're saying is that to be more objective. Am I correct? Is that the word that you're looking for? Yeah, you want to be, that is your, of course, as a test taker, we want to be rated objectively, yeah? And so we think if it is only one person, how can you be objective? Gitu kan? Okay, now, yes you can be very objective. In terms, okay, I'm going to explain. The TOEFL rater training and scoring, and this is for your speaking and writing, yeah? So, raters are trained, they get intensive training from ETS online before the pandemic started. Jadi the online, this system is already implemented long before we have the pandemic. The pandemic is just accelerating things to be online. Hanya mengakselerasi, semua teknologi, digital technology itu semua sudah siap jauh sebelum pandemi. And you need to know that. Gitu. Okay? So they have an intensive training online and then they are of course tested Okay. And then if they pass the test, they will be certified by ETS that you are a rater, a certified rater, ya. And then, nah ini pentingnya, ya. Oke. I rate and then Ismanto rate, gitu kan? Saya dikasih soal nomor 1 sama nomor 2. Si Ismanto dikasih soal nomor 3 sama nomor 4. Responsesnya. Got it? Oke. Tapi saya tidak harus bertukar soal. You understand? Ya udah, Hafilia, you just rate number 1 and number 2. Ismanto, you rate number 3 and number 4. Lah, tapi the question is objectivity. The question is my 4 the same as Ismanto's 4? Ya, sebetulnya kan what we need to make sure is that 1 saya itu sama dengan 1 dia. 2-nya saya sama dengan 2-nya dia loh. Yang penting itu kan yang dipegang. Jangan sampai saya punya nilai 1 itu berbeda dengan dia punya nilai 1. You get the idea? We have to be standard. Standarnya, okay. How do we do that? How does ETS ensure this? Daily calibration. Jadi kan I'm certified, Ismanto is certified. Right? Sebelum saya udah dikasih nih, sebelum saya dikasih, ini test taker that you need to assess. They do a calibrate. Calibrate means I am tested before I rate on that particular day, even though I have already a certification. Saya dikasih benchmark namanya. Contoh, yang sudah pasti itu 4, 3, 2, 1. Oke? I need to rate. Sebelum I rate that particular day. If I rate 4 is 4, and if I rate 3 is 3, 2 is 2, 1 is 1, I'm done. I'm okay. What they're saying is that you are okay, meaning you are fit and proper to rate today. If my standard becomes very different, gak tahu kenapa, tadi malam saya gak tidur. Saya berantem. Oke? Ya. Gak tidur, berantem. Pokoknya my brain is all wrecked. Maybe. Now, what happened is when I'm given a benchmark, saya dikasih, sebetulnya mestinya saya rate-nya benchmark ini 4. But because of my condition, I don't know. My brain, my heart, my physical being, then what happened is the 4 becomes a 2. Si 2 jadi 3. You get the idea? Berantakan. So they're going to say, Hafilia kamu gak bisa rate hari ini. Kenapa? Kamu gak fit and proper. Loh, tapi kan I have certification. Ya Isa, tapi hari ini cannot. You understand what I'm saying? Ini daily loh ya. Sebelum dikasih tes. Ini bukan yearly, bukan monthly. So, we're trying to say, what ETS is trying to say is to guarantee that you will get the best raters yang fit and proper on that particular day. You said, does that make sense? Ya, makanya si Ismanto juga beres gitu loh. Dia juga pada waktu di hari itu juga beres. Berarti waktu si Hafilia dan si Ismanto rate itu berarti kita sama. Our 4 is the same, our 3 is the same, our 2 is the same, our 1 is the same. Get the idea? You need to know this. Kamu harus tahu ini. Ya, karena yang tanya, yang datang ke saya tuh nanyanya gini, tes yang mana yang lebih gampang? Hah? Kan? Ya kalau tes nggak ada yang gampang gitu aja loh. Ya jangan ambil tes kalau mau gampang. It's not about easy or not easy. Things that you need to know about the test is also the rating system. Dia nge-rate-nya gimana? Fair nggak? Valid nggak? Valid, ada daily calibration. Oke? Dan ini for both speaking and writing ya. Tapi juga kita nggak dilepas karena ada reader, monitor gitu kan. They're monitoring all the time. And if kok 3 kali berturut-turut ini dia lagi ngaco-ngaco melulu ya. Berarti they need maybe affiliate needs another training. Okay, so it's always monitored by the scoring leader. This is how we ensure that you get, of course, the best result, yeah, the most fair result. Okay, so that's how objectivity is achieved. Okay. Integrated speaking. Sekarang saya kasih contoh integrated speaking ya. Tadi sudah independent speaking. I'm going to give you now integrated speaking. Again, rubric. Contekan is the rubric. Alright. So you have the general description, delivery, language use, topic development. Bedakah? Agak berbeda. Ya mungkin dari delivery oke aja. It's the same as the independent, right? Tapi dari topic development itu biasanya ada because you are doing something listening first and then reading or listening and then speaking, okay? Different skills. So maybe it's going to be a bit different here. All right? Okay. I'm just reminding you about this. Right. This is the integrated speaking task 2.
City University's choir is changing its performance schedule next year. Read an article about it in the student newspaper. You will have 50 seconds to read the article. Begin reading now.
At America, halo? 50 detik. Can we have a countdown? Udah? 50 detik. Okay? Okay.
City University.
Guys. Hey. Take notes. Nah, lupa kan. Take notes. Okay. All right. That was a 50-second, yeah? Okay. So this is exactly what's going to happen when you do the IBT. They're going to give you the reading. Within 50 seconds, the reading will disappear. All right? So you have a feeling. Did you take some notes? Lah ya jangan lupa, jangan terus. Okay. Take notes. Right. Take notes, whatever, I don't know. Okay, now you listen. These two people are having a conversation about the announcement.
Now, listen to two students discussing the article.
Jim, you're in the choir, right? What do you think about what they're doing next year? This article.
I really like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, the new director's right that it will motivate us.
How's that?
Well, some of the other schools are really good, so we'll really have to work hard to go up against them.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we don't rehearse more than once a week, but if we know we'd be competing with other schools, we probably rehearse more often and improve our singing a lot.
That's true. The more you practice, the better you get. So, what about what the article said about how this will help the program?
I hope it works. Right now, our program is pretty small, but we have some really talented people, and it would be great to attract even more people.
So, how will this plan help?
Well, if we go to these off-campus events and other people hear us and think we're really good, we might be able to get some new students interested in coming to this university to be a part of our music program and perform in our choir concerts.
You're right. I hadn't really thought about that.
Okay? Okay, now you have 30 seconds, all right? You have 30 seconds to prepare. Now, can you pretend that you're preparing? Coba, mau ngomong apa nanti? 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, guys, stop. All right, can I have a volunteer who wants to try out? Okay. Can we have thank you very much, okay? Can you just state your name first? And can we give a big hand for your friend who's a brave, courageous volunteer? Okay. You know what you need to do, yeah? Yeah. Gang, 60 seconds, 60 detik.
Thank you.
Hold on. Sixty seconds, okay? 60 detik.
60 seconds.
60. You have 60 seconds, yeah?
Sure.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ya udah. Okay. We'll just use can you time it? All right. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so the man basically is very supportive to the change. Basically, they are going to go off campus for the car rather than on campus. It is supportive in two ways. The first one, it will motivate the students to actually practice more often, because currently they are only rehearsing once a week. But given the different given the competition, they will have more motivation. And secondly, the person hope that it actually will work to recruit more people to join the group in order to have larger pools of students and motivate others even more to join. How many more seconds? Okay, thank you.
You're okay. Give a big hand. Come on.
Yeah, sorry.
That's about 57
57 seconds.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Can you please give your opinion? Tadi nanti your name is, sorry, what's your name? Aulia. Okay. Aulia will be rated, ya. Aulia, you'll be rated using this, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can somebody just give Aulia a good feedback? In terms of delivery, you already know about delivery kan? Okay. Who wants to give a feedback? Delivery dulu ya. Right. Nanti Aulia boleh nunjuk ya temennya siapa yang diminta.
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
So thank you. My name is Yogi. I would like to deliver the feedback for Miss Aulia. So the delivery from Miss Aulia is very good. But sometimes it lack of technical problem, like he makes sure the mix is on and to remember or to call what was the time. So I think of all for delivery aspect, Miss Aulia has delivered so good. Thank you.
Delivery. Okay, thank you. Delivery, what's in delivery again? Fluid.
Fluid, yes.
So was Aulia fluid, do you think? Was that fluid or not?
Very fluid.
Very fluid. Okay, so Aulia, fluid. Lancar, ya. What about intonation, pronunciation, and so on? So okay?
Okay.
Did you understand the words that she was saying?
Yeah.
All right. Pacing. Pacing. How do you, when you heard that, as a listener, yeah, as a listener, as an audience, what do you think? The speaker was pacing naturally? Too slow? What do you think? Too fast? Come on. The raters, the ETS raters are human beings like you too, you know. Ya, jadi coba kamu sendiri coba mikir gitu loh. They're not very superhuman gitu. No. They're just like you. What do you think? Natural, a bit apa? A bit fast. Sebetulnya bukan soal fastnya, tapi kelihatan apa? Kedengarannya apa? Kedengaran terbirit-birit. Ya, kedengarannya apa? Memang cepat, tapi natural nggak cepatnya? Natural? Okay. Or, okay, because I hear a lot, yeah, I listen to a lot of responses. Aulia, you tend to, you're fast, but then we get the idea that you are rushing. There is that feeling ya. Tenang. Kenapa jadi lari-lari gitu loh? Mau nguber apa nih? Kereta. Rushing. Okay. You need to, dan kamu masih punya 3 detik loh. Nah, you understand? Ya, you still have 3 seconds. Jadi, you can, so for Aulia, she can ambil napas, tenang. Right? Okay. I need Aulia and all of you practice something like this. Record yourself. That's the only way to do it. Record yourself, listen to yourself, time yourself. Nah, tadi kan Aulia tidak pikirannya, duh kayaknya udah sebentar lagi habis gitu kan. Ternyata 60 detik tidak secepat itu ya. I need you to get that feeling. I can't teach you that. You have to teach yourself. Okay? And if you do it over and over and over again, you will get a very good idea what is a 1 minute. That's got to be done by you. And I'm telling you how to do it. I am suggesting with you how to do it. Okay? Nah, tadi yang mau dilihat lagi dari Aulia apa? Language use. What about language use? Okay? Nggak okay? Sentences, words, phrases. Okay? Nah, sekarang saya tanya, tadi Olia ngomong apa? What did Olia say mostly in her response about the announcement atau about the opinion of the man who discuss about the announcement? What? Kedengerannya itu ya. Tadi tangkapan kalian pasti 80%, 80%, 90% was about the opinion of the friend. Salah nggak itu? No. Tapi ada something. Wait. Sorry. Can you see that? Briefly summarize look at the prompt. So it would be better, masih ada 3 detik, ya kan? So Olia, right? Rest of you summarize first the announcement, di-summarize dulu, baru and the man agrees because of blah 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 blah. Yeah, got it? Okay, sip. All right. So that's independent speaking, integrated speaking task 2. And however you want to do it on your notes, the change is that the choir at City University will add off-campus competitions. Change-nya kan itu kan ya. Olia tinggal bilang aja 1-2 kalimat, right? Yeah, about this. Terus masuk langsung. And the man agrees. The man, think it's a good idea. Nggak harus the man agree. The man think it's a good idea. Because by performing in competitions, blah, blah, blah. And then you elaborate. Ingat, this is academic setting. So you have to think big and then you have to go to the smaller part or the details. Alright? Yang penting ini ditangkap. This should be on your notes. I'm not saying that in your notes you have to write, ya 4 berapa detik tadi? 30 detik. But at least write down just the pointers about this. Alright? Oke. Nah, sekarang ada test taker number 1. Yes, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to clarify something because the last time you explained last week that we are not allowed to see the notes while we are speaking, right? Oh, we are allowed.
Yeah.
Okay. So
they're not going to take the notes.
the notes, I see.
The whole idea of taking notes is to help you.
I see. All right then. Thanks.
Okay. You are allowed. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to continue. Test taker number 1, test taker number 2. Higher level or lower level. All right? Okay.
Actually, the student liked that program. First of all, his opinion was in the other school, maybe it's good, and you can work to improve singing a lot. And additionally, a program he was talk about his program. It was small, but if you go to campus and to sing and other students heard that, they will enjoy to come to this university. That's the another things. In my opinion, I agree with this student. That's improving singing a lot in his university, and the program is.
Okay. Do you think that is a high level score or a low level score? High level tuh berarti 3, 4 gitu ya. Low level berarti di bawah 3 lah. Okay. Nah, kalau pada begini-begini, atau begini-begini, you need to think why not. Kenapa? What's wrong? Gitu. Alright. Now, what I need you to do is consider this is your friend, your best friend. And you want to give him feedback. Alright? Dari 3 hal loh. Apa aja tadi? Delivery, language use, and which part do you think he needs to work on most? Ya. Semuanya. Ya semuanya, tapi which one do you think that he needs to work the hardest? Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to talk with your friend, okay? You can talk with 1 meter away, that's alright. Mau scream juga boleh, you're using a masker kan? Okay, so can you please discuss it? Pretend. Jadi mau discuss nih, kita mau ngasih tahu dia, ngasih tahu apa ya? Okay, can you do that? Go ahead. Okay, I will give you just 1 minute to discuss. Go ahead. Ayo, jangan pakai telepati, silakan. They like using telepathy now. Okay, right? What do you agree on which part yang harus diberesin? Which part first? Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's about 1 minute. All right. Okay. So, what are you going to tell him? The first thing that he needs to improve, that he needs to work on is what? Jadi ada macam-macam teriak-teriak, ada yang issues, ada apa? What do you think? Topic development kah? Delivery kah? Language use kah? Yang paling penting, yang harus diberesin, what? Ada yang di sini language use. This one? Topic development. Some of you said topic development. Anyone talk about delivery? Yes. Ya, yang nomor 1 yang mana? Semua kan jadi iya. Capek loh kalau gitu. Kalian when you listen to yourself itu nanti semuanya juga mesti dibenerin. Tapi kan bingung yang mana duluan gitu kan. Oke. Which do you think is the most important deh? Supaya bisa ngomong lancar. Which do you think is the most important? Come on. Language use atau topic development? Kalau you tahu topiknya, tapi nggak bisa, you understand? Dia tahu loh ini. Emang dia nggak tahu? Dia tahu. Tapi apa yang menghambat dia sebetulnya? To get a 3 or to get a 4, apa? Vocabulary and sentence structure. Kamu lihat nggak ada kalimat-kalimat? Kalimatnya, jadi kadang-kadang he only says phrases ya. Not even a sentence. You get that? And that's why it's confusing gitu. Apa? Jadi loncat-loncat. You understand? If you know the subject well, but you don't know how to express it in sentences, yeah, that's the same thing. So, he needs to work first on his language use. Bagian apa? Make sentences. Right? Make sentences. Okay. Language use. Topic development is okay actually, right? Okay. Tapi ada dari soalnya. Tadi dia diminta apa soalnya? What was the question? What was the task? Summary, baru opinion gitu kan? Did he give a summary or not? Langsung ada satu lagi yang tadi harus diperhatikan. You have to tell him, hey, you're giving the man's opinion. Did he give an opinion as well? Perlu? No. Oke, udah. Dan? Ya, oke. So listen to understand the prompt. Ya udah kalau yang ini rendah udah pasti yang ini tinggi gitu kan ya. Gak usah mikir. But I'm not asking you to think, I'm asking you to listen why this is a better response.
There's a change in the organization of the choir schedule. The choir so far hosted only singing concerts on campus only, but from next year there will be competitive events held in other locations. Jim, a member of the choir, likes that. There are a few reasons for that. First of all, he thinks that by engaging in competitive events, they will get more rehearsals and will improve their singing in a better way than they've been doing so far. And it will also help their choir program because although there are some people who have talent, the choir itself and the program is small. But if they go around on different competitions, other people might see how good their choir is and might wish to join the choir. That way the size of the choir will improve, and that is generally a good thing. And those are the reasons why Jim, a member of the choir, likes the changes.
Guys, okay. Did he answer fully? Did he summarize? Only in 1-2 sentences, yeah. Did he tell the opinion of the man? Okay. Topic development, clear? Ya. Ya. Tapi tadi dia masih agak kayak lari-lari mau ke train station gitu ya. Kayak ngejar bus sedikit. Ya, that happens, I know. Nah caranya supaya nggak deg-degan, nggak terus cepet-cepetan, itu loh, practice. You will practice looking at the screen. You're going to look at the screen. And practice looking at countdown. Karena itu akan ada countdownnya. 59, 58, 57. Gak bisa you ask the proctor, boleh gak dimatiin countdownnya? Gak bisa. Atau ditutupin pakai tangan, ya udah terserah. It's okay, but the countdown will be there. Practice, right? You will feel more confident if you already know the situation well. Okay? And practice-nya does not, at first you practice, you record yourself, you listen to yourself, look at the rubric. Ya kan? Minta pendapat temannya. Use your boyfriend, your girlfriends, your wives, your husband to help you. Your family. Dosennya juga boleh. To give you feedback. Feedback is a very good thing. Alright? You give yourself feedback by listening to yourself, and you can ask your friends to give you feedback. Temennya diajarin delivery apa, language use apa, topic development apa. So they will give you effective feedback. Okay. Satu lagi. Did you hear background noises or not? Dengar nggak? Yeah. Test center will be like that. It's not going to be 100% soundproof. Never. Not anywhere. You will have people sitting behind you also talking. So you're going to listen to that. Right? You have to familiarize yourself. So sometimes I do ask my student, kamu di cafe sana, mojok, Tapi kan kedengeran kan orang. Okay. And you talk. So that you will practice not to get easily distracted. This will happen. This will happen at test centers. Okay? Yeah? All right. Okay. Yeah. Nah. So this is the response, the slow response, the lower level response. Tadi the rater itu nggak sembarangan kasih 2, 4, 3. The rater will need to make comments. This is the accountability, pertanggung jawabnya. Kenapa dikasih 2, kenapa dikasih 3? Then the rater will write something like this. Some of you might have noticed that the response contains some information connected to the task. Yang pertama tadi ya. But he does not give a very thorough explanation of why the student agrees. The vocabulary and grammar were also very basic with a number of errors in basic grammar. Tadi saya spot sometimes it's not even a sentence. Tapi kata-kata dilempar sana, lempar sini, lempar sana. So he speaks with a lot of hesitations because kenapa dia banyak diam? Because he struggles to think of the right words. Delivery tidak akan lancar kalau your grammar and your vocabulary nggak lancar. Gitu deh ujung-ujungnya, right? Okay. He also never summarized. Tadi kan the change described in the article which is required loh. Ini wajib hukumnya by the question and gives his own opinion at the end. Which is not required. Got it? Okay. That's why this person. Okay. Yeah. The next one. Well organized. Ini topik development nih. Well organized. Full response that covers all the key points and is easy to understand. Gak usah canggih-canggih banget gitu loh. Right? He fully and accurately explains. Lengkap, jelas, right? The change in the article and the reasons the man agrees with that change. His response shows he has good control of both complex and higher level vocabulary. He is very fluent, walaupun tadi agak lari-lari ya kalau menurut saya, and speaks at a good pace. Pacingnya okay, but there is that feeling, I'm still feeling that he's a bit rushing gitu. With only minor occasional difficulties with pronunciation. Kadang-kadang emang tadi kita because of the pronunciation. A 4 is not perfect. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. So this response meets the description. Siapa yang bilang 4? Deskriptornya yang bilang 4, bukan raternya. Raternya mengikuti deskriptor. Get the idea? Okay. Ya. So, alright. Alright, satu lagi. Integrated speaking yang ketiga. Tadi kan sudah integrated speaking 2, apa tadi? Listening, reading, listening, campus life, right? Nah, ini campus life bukan? Look at the reading. Is this campus life? Yang berhubungan dengan kampus, maksudnya di kampus baca beginian. Tadi kan announcement in campus ya. This is what? This is academic actually when you're talking about sociology and all that. You got an excerpt. Okay, yuk baca. And then what do you do when you read? Okay, take notes. Go ahead. Pertanyaan-pertanyaan nggak? Cuman komen-komen aja yang nggak kelihatan. Okay, guys, stop. Right. Nah, yeah.
In this question, you will read a short passage, listen to a talk, and answer a question about them.
Okay.
After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response.
Okay. Nah, I do not have the audio file for this, yeah, but I'm just showing you. Last week, somebody also asked about resources. I think what is the best resources, and I did mention this is from ETS official guide. I did mention go to your ets.org. You have resources. You have the official guide. Okay. You also have practice tests by ETS. I think it's already the 6th edition. So I'm just giving you also an example. Gitu loh. An example. This is taken from the official guide. Something like this. Jadi memang dia tidak lengkap segala-galanya ada. Tapi ada sample responses. Yang penting untuk kalian adalah sample responses. So that you know what's a 4, what's a 3, what's a 2, what's a 1. Nah, jadi bentuknya kalau tadi a conversation after a reading. Now, because this is academic, so after the reading passage, the short reading passage, then you have a lecture. Okay? Si profesor ngomong di sini nggak panjang. Profesor just talking about the same topic. Got it? Deh ya? Okay. So you will terus, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed tadi ngapain katanya? Disuruh ngapain?
Social working.
Oh sorry. Disuruh ngapain tadi? Using the example from the lecture. Ini lecturenya ya. Explain what social loafing is and how it affects people's behavior. Do you see the connection? Kan ada ini kan. Reading right? About social loafing. Okay? Okay. Ini note takingnya kalian loh. About social loafing. And then there is a lecture about social loafing. Okay? And then, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to use the example from the lecture. Ambil example yang ada di lecture ini about social loafing. Okay, and explain how it affects people's behavior. All right? That's what you're supposed to do. Ya? How it affects people behavior. Oke, coba deh. Kita lihat. Ini apa sih? What is it about? What is the idea? When people work in groups, individual group members may feel less motivated to contribute. Katanya gitu. Since no one person is held directly responsible for completing the task. The result is that people may not work as hard because they're working in group or accomplish as much as they would if they were working alone. Ya, because they feel that their individual output itu tidak di-measured. If you're working alone, you're measured. This decrease in personal effort, especially on a simple group task, is known as social loafing. Okay. While it is not a deliberate behavior, the consequence of social loafing is less personal efficiency when working in groups than when working on one's own. Got it? What's the main point? What's the main point from here? What did you take? When people work in group, kenapa? Less apa? Okay, ya. Dia less motivated gitu kan? Because they don't get the they're not being measured on their own. Ya. Jadi mereka jadi personal effortnya less than when they work alone. Right? This is the key information. Nah, terus si profesor said, now, a study was done that illustrated this phenomenon. Phenomenon apa? Social loafing. The study, in the study, people were given an ordinary task that everyone had probably done before. They were simply asked to peel potatoes. Yeah. And to peel as many to peel as many potatoes as possible in a given amount of time. Okay, so some people work alone and they were told that the number of potatoes they each peeled would be recorded. Others peeled potatoes together as part of a group, and they were told that only the total number of potatoes peeled would be recorded. Okay, so it would be impossible to tell how many any one person had done. Pokoknya nggak tahu berapa, satu group effort, satu alone. Okay. Then researchers compared the results of the people who work alone and those that work together to see if there was any difference. That is, they took the average score of the people working alone and compared it to the average score of people working together in a group. And they did discover a difference. It turns out that people working as a group peeled significantly fewer potatoes than people who work alone. So this is a proof, gitu kan? Evidence of the theory itu tadi ya. Of the belief, of the hypothesis, if you want to say it. In the reading. Nah, sekarang what are you supposed to do in 60 seconds? Using the example from the lecture. Example-nya apa? People peeling potatoes alone and in groups. Itu example-nya. Explain what social loafing is. Dari example, you explain what social loafing is. Okay, and how it affects people's behavior. Yeah. Right. You get the idea? Ya, udah ya. Nah, coba sekarang dengerin responsnya. Ini mid, lower, atau apa middle respond atau upper, gitu deh. Coba.
Social loafing is a decreasing the individual's efficiency in a work when they're working in a group. And then through the lecture, there was the example of peeling potatoes in a certain amount of time, and then some worked alone and some worked group, and then they're not sure how to count how many potatoes they did each when they worked in a group, and also they worked alone, and then so they got the average score from each, and then they discovered that the person who worked alone peeled more potatoes than who worked in a group, and that's the social loafing. They just decrease their individual efficiency when they're working in a group.
Okay, guys. Is this the lower, do you think? Ini mid lower atau high? Lower, kenapa? Atau mid deh, tapi not high. Why? It's mid, why not high? A lot of pauses. And then? Not fluid? What's causing you problems to understand? As a listener, why are you not getting the picture gitu loh of what she's trying to say? What do you think? Grammarnya kah? Atau topic developmentnya kah? Yang mana? Yang paling berat untuk kalian jadi bisa ngerti gara-gara apa? Yeah, I think most of you said this, topic development. Ya, topic developmentnya juga nggak clear gitu loh. Jadi gimana? You get it? Hey ya, right.
Social loafing is a decreasing the
Itu tadi ya, Itu it gets very distracting for people who listen. Alright. So this is a 3 sebetulnya mid kan, ya. Ini kenapa dia 3? The speaker does provide important information. Ada itu semua si feeling alone sama feeling together, gitu kan? It's there, but she is not able to show their relationship very clearly between the lecture and the reading. She starts with a definition and struggles to find language for that, but is able to communicate her idea somewhat. Somewhat tuh, ya bisa juga tetap. Social loafing is decreasing an individual's efficiency in a work when they're working in a group. Dia memang tadi ngomong begitu. She then describes the example but is slowed down by trying to provide information that is not really necessarily. Jadi misalnya, kenapa dia harus kasih informasi they were not sure how to count how many potatoes they did each when they work in a group. So you need to know when to pick the main ideas and the details. Leave the details, okay? Now, the response has this lack of precise language and wording throughout. Itu berarti language use. As well as language difficulties and a slower pace when the speaker is searching for the language. Okay? On the positive side, she does include some important and accurate information about the study. Her pronunciation is clear for the most part. She has difficulty, however, connecting the material with the reading. Okay? This is a 3. Ya. Nah, ya udah, yang pasti ini saya nggak akan pasti kasih contoh yang 0 loh, atau yang 1 atau yang 2, because that's not for you. Okay? We always want to get at minimum a 3, 4. So forget about 2 and 1. You just focus on the 4 and the 3. Here we go.
Social loafing is when people do not feel as motivated to put in their personal effort because they're working in a group. It means that people who work in a group do not feel responsible for the outcome of the group work, so they put in less effort than they would have if they were to do the same activity while they were on their own. For example, when people are asked to peel potatoes, they peel less number of potatoes while they're working in a group than they do when they have to peel the potatoes by themselves. And this is because they don't feel responsible for, they know that they're not going to be held responsible for the number of potatoes that are peeled in a group, while they are held directly responsible when they peel potatoes by themselves.
Is that better? When it's well organized, it's easier for you to follow also, right? And I think the connection is very clear. Yeah? This is a high-level response, okay? You already know what it is. Take a screenshot if you need to. Tuh, silahkan aja, boleh take a screenshot. But you already know. Clear response, topic development, Dia juga pakai sentence-nya nggak repot-repot amat, but it's clear. Right? So, okay. Now I'm going to continue. Yang 4, I will just skip 4 because 4 is just basically you are asked to make a summary. Kenapa? Karena you're going to listen to a lecture. Gitu loh. And then you summarize the lecture. This is one, I think, of the easiest because you're not comparing between what's heard and read. Yeah? Okay. Now I'm just going to continue then. Okay, I have 10 minutes before I open for question and answer. So if you have questions, people joining in the Zoom, if you have questions, please write your questions on the chat box. The e-guide will then read it out for me. Yeah, just prepare your questions on the chat box for those of you joining us in Zoom. For those of you joining us on site, think of your questions that you may want to ask in another 10 minutes. Okay, just write it down. Make sure that you remember to ask me. And I'm going to continue now to, of course, intro. This is a quick intro to writing. It's not that much difference with speaking. One independent and one integrated. So you already know the integrated part of speaking, right? You have a listening sometimes, and then you have a reading. Here we have a 200 to 300 reading passage, which you have to read in 3 minutes. Okay? Yot, bisa nggak anak-anak suruh siapin 3 menit now? Siap-siapin, nanti countdownnya bareng saya. But can they, yeah. All right, yeah. So you're going to read a reading passage for 3 minutes, and then you will hear a 2-minute lecture about the same topic from, from a different point of view, or it's the lecture will give you an elaboration, yeah, of the topic from the reading. Jadi ada nanti. Okay. Ya. Bentar ya, belum dulu. Okay. So the test taker sees reading passage again. So in your screen, it's going to be reading passage. 3 minutes, the reading passage disappear. You hear a lecture for 2 minutes. And then the lecture stop. The reading passage is going to come up again. Test taker sees the reading passage again and also the prompt. Promptnya apa? Yang diminta apa? You are given 20 minutes to respond because you have to write. And an expected response would be 150 to 225 words. Okay. All right, guys, read this. 3 minutes. Yuk. Take notes if you have to. Okay, that's 3 minutes. It's going to disappear from your screen. Now listen.
No memoir can possibly be correct in every detail, but still, the Chevalier's memoir is pretty accurate overall, and is, by and large, a reliable historical source. Let's look at the accuracy of the 3 episodes mentioned in the reading. First, the loan from the merchant. Well, that doesn't mean that the Chevalier was poor. Let me explain. We know that in Switzerland, the Chevalier spent huge amounts of money on parties and gambling, and he had wealth, but it was the kind of property you have to sell first to get money. So it usually took a few days to convert his assets into actual money. So when he ran out of cash, he had to borrow some while he was waiting for his money to arrive. But that's not being poor. Second, the conversations with Voltaire. The Chevalier states in his memoir that each night, immediately after conversing with Voltaire, he wrote down everything he could remember about that particular night's conversation. Evidently, the Chevalier kept his notes of these conversations for many years and referred to them when writing the memoir. Witnesses who lived with the Chevalier in his later life confirm that he regularly consulted notes and journals when composing the memoir. Third, the Chevalier's escape from the prison in Venice. Other prisoners in that prison had even more powerful friends than he did, and none of them were ever able to bribe their way to freedom, so bribery hardly seems likely in his case. The best evidence, though, comes from some old Venetian government documents. They indicate that soon after the Chevalier escaped from the prison, the ceiling of his old prison room had to be repaired. Why would they need to repair a ceiling unless he had escaped exactly as he said he did?
Summarize the points made in the lecture, being sure to explain how they respond to the specific points made in the reading passage.
Okay. So this will come up. Yeah? So that means now you have 20 minutes to write. Okay? Yeah? Now, with this, what's important is actually your note taking. Right? Okay, so I'm going to ask you, when you read for the first time, when you read this, what is this about? Can you tell me? What's the claim? The memoir. The memoir is accurate or not accurate? Doubtful. Okay. So it's maybe it's not accurate. Why? There are how many points are made here? How many features? 3. What are they? First one. First one, about the what? About the what that's not accurate. The wealth, okay, or the money. Point 2, the accuracy of the conversations with Voltaire. Number 3, the escape. All right, what is the claim? What is the claim? The wealth, what is the claim here? He has a lot of money or he doesn't have a lot of money? According to this. He has or he doesn't? He doesn't. Why? Oh, he borrowed money. Okay. He borrowed money, right? So he said he doesn't have a lot of money. He's not rich. Okay. Number 2, what is the claim? About the conversation. Accurate or not? Not because happened many years in the past. How can you remember everything, right? Okay. Number 3, escape. So did he escape according to the passage? Did he escape or was he helped by his connection? Okay, jadi he didn't escape by himself, right? He used his connection, bribing. Okay, itu claim ya. Claim from this one. Now what happened when you heard the lecture? Is it the details, giving more details, supporting what's the three claims, or is it contradictory? Yeah, okay. Kenapa? Okay. So, kalau tadi you said he's not wealthy according to the reading because he borrows money, right? So the lecture said he is wealthy. Gitu. How come? Kan he borrow money. Because so he needs what? He borrowed because he needs cash. But does he have other things besides cash? So he doesn't have cash. But what does he have to make him wealthy? Properties. He needs cash. Properties takes time to be turned into cash. Got it? Okay. Number 2. Conversation with Voltaire. It happened a long time ago. How can it be accurate? So, what's the argument? Counter argument here. What's the counter? He wrote a journal, right? After every conversation. He has a diary gitulah ya. So a memo, he writes a journal. So, it could be accurate. Yep. Number 3. Escape. Because after the escape, what happened? The ceiling is damaged. Ya. And, okay, itu satu. Counter argument number 2. More powerful people in jail at the same time as siapa namanya? Chevalier. But they didn't escape. So they cannot use money to bribe the jailers. Okay? Great. What does your note look like? I want you to show it to your friends. Look, show it to your friends. Ada yang nggak di show, ya karena nggak note. Okay, want to show you. Okay, show it to your friends. Just show it to your friends. Sama nggak tampangnya? Kayak gimana tampangnya? Halo? So, yeah, note taking is a very, very important skill. Karena gini loh, in writing, your note taking has to be your outline. Jangan kalian note taking, terus mau nulis mikir lagi. Then make an outline. You are wasting time and wasting your brain. Right? When you're taking a test, you need to be as comfortable as possible. Your brain needs to work. Your heart needs to be calm gitu. Jadi jangan ngerepotin diri sendiri. So, cut down the work by ini dulu, sadar dulu nih tadi we already did this ya. Understand the key points. How do you take notes? Ya kan, the listening, counter argue, that's why I said counter argument, counter kan mengcounter the reading, right? Ya udah, jadi notesnya mestinya atas bawah, kiri kanan. Atau bunder-bunder, muter-muter nggak keruan. Atau satu sana, satu sini. What? Be organized. This is the most effective. You make T, we call it a T note. This is the listening and this is the reading, right? Contrary loh. Ya, oke. Kalau misalnya the listening itu support dan bukan contrary, then usually you will make something like this. Dari sini, kenapa jadi bisa jadi writing ya? Before I open for question and answer, di sini nih. This will become one paragraph. Can you see that? The one that I circled, that's one paragraph. The second about the conversation is is another paragraph. Ya kan? And about the escape is another paragraph. So how many paragraphs do you have already? 3. You can make, of course, an introductory paragraph before this. It's not even a paragraph. Some of my students just do 1 sentence, 2 sentence. Nggak apa-apa. Sebagai opening, intro. Ya. And then you have, berarti itu ada 1 paragraph. Ini paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. You need other sentences kan to close. Okay? It's the same like giving a presentation. When you're writing a paragraph, it's the same like, or an essay, it's the same like giving a presentation. Say what you are going to say in your first few sentences. Write what you are going to write in the first 2-3 sentences. Then write it. If there are 3 points, then write paragraph 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then close it. What's in the closing? Write what you have just written. That's a cycle. That's the same. When you do a presentation, it's the same. So, get yourself organized. This is it about writing. Yeah? Okay? Okay. So, we will do more. We're going to discuss about, I'm going to show you the responses, the writing responses for this particular prompt and what were the scores that they got. So you got a good idea of how, what's a 5. This time, for writing, the highest score is 5, not 4. So it's 0 to 5. Again, the raters will use what? Yang dia pakai apa? Rubrics. Okay? So please download the rubrics from ets.org for independent and integrated writing. Okay, so I think I need to open up the session for question and answer. Comments, please. Andrea, do you want to help?
You have a question? Can you state your name and ask your question after you are given the mic?
In the back, Andrea?
Yeah.
Over there also?
Oh, yeah.
So how many
After,
questions? 1,
I
2?
think 3 so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Zoom? From the
Okay,
Zoom,
you may state your name and your question, please.
All right. My name is Meidi. Thank you for the opportunity. My question would be, if we go back to the listening section, you've given the feedback of each speech that we give to the TOEFL ETS, right? So do we get that? So it's upon request. And my question would be, the next question, so we are ranging from 0 to 5, but in the end of the day, we get 27, 25. How can we convert that score into the big one? Thank you.
Okay. Your name again? Sorry, I didn't
Meidi. Meidi.
Meidi.
Yes.
Okay, so Meidi, number 1 is that you want to know whether we get the feedback. The raters feedback. If you're taking the IBT, the TOEFL IBT, you will not get the raters feedback, ya. But then they will give you. Jadi biasanya ada tuh, if you are 20, misalnya 20 out of 30, what I'll show you next week, okay? What they have is like 20 out of 30 itu artinya kamu di mana dan perlu apa yang dibenahi. but it's very general, ya. But the feedback will not be given to you, okay? Now, kan tadi 0 to 5 for writing. Tadi kan, kalau misalnya speaking 4, 4, 4, 4 for task, that means 16. How do you convert it to 30? That's why I said the 16 is what we call the rubric scores. Karena kan based on the rubrics, right? And then ETS will have a table, conversion table. Table konversi, mereka punya. 16 itu kan highest kan, from the rubric score. Ya artinya pasti dari 0 sampai 30 ya 30. Tapi kita nggak tahu nih 15 ada di mana. 14 apakah juga 30? You get the idea? Kan dia ada range, ya. So that is something I used to know that. Tapi begitu mereka ganti sekarang karena they minimize the test items, itu I do not have the range anymore. So there is a scale score media, ada konversinya, okay? Only ETS knows that. Alright, does that answer your question? Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for the first question. I saw another people want to ask question. Okay, can Bang Dul give the microphone over there? Please state your name and then ask your question.
Hello, my name is Astra. I have a question about the speaking score. So you mentioned that we will be rated by human and computer tester, right? So for example, we got the different score between human and computer. Which score will be taken as the final score? For example, human rate us 4, but computer rate our speaking skill as 3. So what will be the final score then?
The human.
Oh, the human. Okay.
Because machines, you know machines, that's why like for topic development, okay, I know how they work. Gini loh, for topic development ya, kalau mesin yang nge-rate, kan dia nggak bisa baca arti kan. You understand? They don't know. Arti kalimat kan dia nggak bisa baca. Tapi they can rate a paragraph or an essay because the essay starts with, itu tadi, the essay starts with, so there are 3 important, misalnya nih, essay about characteristic of a best friend. Misalnya gitu ya. Okay. So, dia bisa deteksi, there are 3 characteristics of a best friend. Dia mendeteksi itu, disebut 3 characteristic. Terus, the second paragraphnya ada transitional marker. The first characteristic or the most important is, you get it? Itu mesin deteksi. Oh berarti dia ngomong tuh. The second paragraph is already an explanation of what's stated in the first. You get that, Asra? Second paragraph kamu kebetulan ngomong. In addition to ini, there is another characteristic ya. Mesinnya mendeteksi the transitional markers. Okay? Jadi mesin hanya bisa mendeteksi sampai di situ. But they cannot dan coherence sama cohesion nyambungnya dia deteksinya juga lewat transitional markers. Lewat signpost kita bilang. Therefore, however, nah dia diprogram untuk lihat itu. Okay? But content wise, it is the human rater who can, of course, see the content. Yeah. So therefore, the human rater will, of course, can override the
score.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you will have like further assessment. For example, taken the second human tester. For example, no, just like for the first. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ya kan tadi saya bilang si human udah sama loh. The human is already being standardized daily. Ya kan? Jadi ya udah pasti 2-nya saya dengan 2-nya my peer is the same for that particular day. Jadi itu sudah menjamin bahwa kita standar dari si human.
Okay. Okay. clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Asa.
Okay, is there anyone
From
else
there?
who want to ask question? Okay. Please state your name and the question.
Dari Zoom nggak ada yang nanya?
Ada.
Oh, oke.
Excuse me, Miss. Previously, you have said that note taking is extremely important, but as we experience in here, when we are in the speaking phase, note taking is almost impossible. The first one, because the time is 60 seconds. 60 seconds is by remember and writing, it is wasting time. And how maybe the efficient strategy to take note, especially in the very short of amount of time. And the second one, where do we can access the second one, where do we can access the passage or the monologue or speaking, just like we have tested before, like you have shown in the presentation, so we can train by ourselves. Thank you.
Okay. So number one about the speaking, you said how do we take notes, right? Especially you only have 15 seconds, 30 seconds gitu ya. So taking notes, guys, you need to please practice. Taking notes is just the point. At least it gives you ideas. For example, about the dormitory, yeah. So you have to decide kan within 1 second. You have to decide, I agree or I disagree. Begitu disagree, then you just write down why you disagree. Just write down bullet. Close to buildings. 2, right? Cost efficient, misalnya. 3, many friends. Right? Kamu paling dalam 15 detik hanya bisa nulis 3 itu dengan sedikit kriwil-kriwil contoh-contoh. Dan hanya you only write words, right? You cannot write sentences. But you use that framework, the point 1, 2, 3. Of course, when you speak for 45 seconds, you will use that as your generator, trigger. Oh yeah, I have to talk about tadi yang pertama close to residence hall, close to lecture halls gitu kan. Nah, kan terbantu dengan number 1 is I believe gitu. Itu udah oke loh. Dalam 1 detik I believe that first year students should live in dormitories because of 3 things. Ya kan? Terus 1, 2, and then you say, yang number 1 itu tadi about closeness to other buildings. Jadi you say, because then you will students will be close to other buildings from their lecture halls. Tinggal nambahin 1 kalimat lagi. That your contohnya, right? Jadi memang you cannot write everything that you want to say in 15 seconds, but you write just the big picture supaya when you read or when you speak, this is kayak rambu-rambunya ya. Nanti you have to elaborate on yourself. Again, practice makes perfect. So do practice that. Oke, pertanyaan nomor 2 tadi apa? Akses ini semua. Sebagian besar I took it from the official guide dan juga the website. Guys, tolong deh lihat its.org TOEFL iBT. Di situ ada contoh PDF, ada juga yang what do you call that? It's like an interactive. Ya. Look at that, ada interactive practice testnya di sana. In the website. Oke? Oke. So you can also study from there. Okay? Okay.
Okay, can we have one last question before we jump into the question from Zoom? Okay. Can we have the mic, please? Please state your name and then your question.
Hello. Hi, ma'am. This is Aulia again. So basically, I'm trying to read the rubrics of my performance and the peers' feedback. And because of the feedback, I learned that in the topic development, I missed to answer a question, right? Which is to summarize. Then if I read here in the rubrics, then if I'm not completing all of the following, means that I will not get a 4, right? Because okay, so I will divide it into two. The first one, does that mean I get a 3 because I missed to answer one of the prompts that is mentioned in the summary? And secondly, regarding to the delivery and the language use, the peers, thank you guys, the peers here feels that it's quite good enough. Is it a 4? Then for in terms of delivery and language use, because I will like to study more and rate myself, so I want to know it from you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I cannot rate you
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on just
one because all of it is 4, right?
And usually raters
thank you,
have a device when they listen, they can of course replay, yeah, right? Because sometimes test takers speak, ya itu tadi fast, but then the raters need to check. Wait, what did she say? Itu loh. Jadi mereka bisa, they can play as many times as possible, right? And the third thing is that they can pause it as well, ya. Dan dia ada noise reduction. Jadi kan kita tadi berisik tuh dengernya. Okay, now they have a device that can reduce all that noise. So your voice will be very clear. Kayak sekarang aja kan, ada yang I don't know that you can hear people singing without the music. Ya kan? Lagi nyanyi, tapi musiknya dihilangin. Jadi you only hear the original voice without the music. So they have something like that. Ya. Jadi I won't be able to rate you. It will not be fair, right? But as long as you know, but if your friends say, udah lancar kok. Okay. So that could be a 4, ya. But saya hanya bilang kalau saja kamu tidak terdengar tergesa-gesa, now you have already 3, masih ada 3 detik loh, right? That would of course make it better. Got that? Yeah. Okay. I think we have to go to
You're
the
done with
Zoom
your
now.
question? Okay, so we will jump to the question from Zooms. We have 2 questions. First is an answering question. Should we ensure that our answers are the same as those stated in the question by mentioning the exact same keyword, or should we explain it in our own word? And considering the limited time available to answer, should we answer correctly and completely or slowly but organized?
Slowly, completely, organized. Yes. Itu yang harus dilakukan. You do not need to use the words. Justru jangan pakai kata-kata yang terlalu sama, copy paste. Karena if your nggak salah, tapi si rater akan bilang your vocabulary range gitu kan is very limited karena kamu copy paste. Got it? Jadi you have to paraphrase. Parafrase ya. Itu kita main thesaurus kan saya bilang last week. Synonym. Nggak perlu sama. Dan tapi tidak juga semuanya harus beda. No. Just balance it. Ada yang sama, ada yang you already paraphrase. Okay?
Okay, so let's move to the second question. Do you have 1 or 2 tips on how to stay focused during the speaking section? Because sometimes people may get distracted by other test takers.
As I said tadi, you have to practice in an environment. Okay, number 1, practice first in an environment that is very friendly. Meaning soundproof, you can focus, right? Practice the first few times like that. When you're already good at that, okay, then you have to move to a different environment, I think. That means you go outside, gitu loh. Try it at the cafe. Try it at the dining table where you have people walking around your household, ya. You just, and get used to it. And focus. Sebetulnya fokus saja, udah nggak usah lihat kiri, nggak usah lihat kanan. Okay. Susah because you know that people will be blah, 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 blah. Gitu kan. You will get distracted. Yes, like it or not, you have to practice and calm down. Focus. Don't listen to anything else. Itu hanya bisa di-practice. You will have your own, kamu akan punya sendiri gitu. Masing-masing orang akan ada caranya nanti keluar. Tapi you need to experience that first. Okay? Okay.
Okay, so last question. Will my pace and mispronunciation affect my score?
Yes. In delivery. Ya kan? Di delivery. Your pace kalau tadi lari-lari tapi orang nggak ngerti ya pasti akan ada nilainya. Right? Okay. Yeah, that's in delivery. Is that all,
Okay,
Andrea?
that's all of our
Yeah.
questions here that we have. Do you have anything else to say before we close today's event, Miss?
I don't think so, yeah. But I think again, I just want to stress note taking. Tadi saya lihat begitu dengar, semua masih begini loh. Begitu baca semua masih gini. Maunya saya detik pertama you get the paragraph, sadar. Mesti nulis. Dan sadar ya, nanti in TOEFL itu gampangnya TOEFL ya, dia cuma ada 2 kok for writing. Either contradictory atau dia mendukung. Berarti your note taking itu udah tinggal T atau yang outlining. You got it? Jadi kalian udah siap gitu loh, selesai speaking itu udah siap. Bikin T atau bikin kayak outline. Tinggal diisi aja. The TOEFL only has that too. For writing. So, but note taking, I think you should study again note taking. Ada yang banyak juga pakai mind map. Right? I'll show you many things of note taking ya next time. I think that's my ending is the product is writing and speaking. But again, apalagi kalau udah integrated. Ini ujiannya is the integrated that's why they put the integrated there. Okay? So that's one of the key points. I think that's all, Andrea.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Hafilia. And I would also like to thank our audience today for being very active today. Thank you very much. And earlier today, before this event, I asked a question of the day, true or false, the TOEFL iBT can be taken at home. And the answer is true. Test takers can choose to take the test at a test center at home. Congratulations to Anton Surawi from Instagram for answering the question correctly. Also, before we close today's event, I would like to invite you to follow us on our social media. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at AT America. And please subscribe to our newsletter and YouTube channel also at America to get more information and updates from us. All right, with that, I think it is time to say goodbye. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. See you at the next At America event. Thank you.